Hello, Michelle and Cooper Green here. We went with a bunch of people from Michigan and one Canadian down to Southwest Ohio to the Cabin Fever Rogaine on February 1st. The Rogaine allows you to get, you don't have to get the points in any order, and you don't have to get them all. And each point is worth different values, so you really have to be strategic if you don't think you can get them all about playing your route and picking the points that you're going to get and getting back in time, and maybe even having options. So doing a route, getting back, and then having a couple extra options to go get some more if you have extra time left. Here's the map we were given. We had about 2 hours to look at it. First thing you'll notice at the top is that this is 1 to 24,000 scale, which means this covers a lot of terrain. Another significant feature is the contours are 20 feet. So looking at all these tight contours, you can tell there were some pretty significant climbs and hills throughout the area. Not much flat, and it was going to be a tough day on the legs. So we had a couple of hours once we got the maps to plan out our routes. And so let's talk about, Michelle, what you were thinking when you first got the map, and knowing that you probably wouldn't be able to clear the course, that nobody would. What was your initial idea for attacking?
Well, one of my initial thoughts was to come and go west and I saw this circle here, or what I thought would be a bit of a circle. Come down and pick up 35. That seemed like an easy one to me. I just wanted to start with something that would be an easy pickup and feel pretty confident. And then I don't know, I just looked at it and I think I just took a general screen of it and thought it made sense to go 35 to 30 to 31, 54, 64, 74, and just sort of make my way around this circle, thinking that's about all I could accomplish.
Well, we're obviously from Michigan because we like
Right.
to we like to plan nice circular routes, picking up points. But we had new considerations here down in the hills of Ohio, and that is all the climbing that would be involved with these hills. So um, once all of us in the car looked at it and talked about our circular routes, we said, let's wait a second. Let's maybe look at routes where we can minimize the number of times we have to do steep climbs. And so in doing that, we still started a similar route, but plan to get ourselves up high and stay up high as long as possible. For instance, coming down south and hitting 35, that makes sense, but then skipping 30 so we didn't have to go up and down and back up again. We just come right over here to 31 up and then stay high on top of the hill and come across to 64. So that minimized the climb. Then we'd come down up here, and we'd only have to go halfway up this hill to get 54. So that helps out. And then we follow a nice gradual reentrant up to the top of this hill, and come around and get 72. And the thought was to stay high and come back around and get 83, go down. Then we'd have one more hill, come up and get 74, and then we'd be able to pick off a bunch of checkpoints at the top of the hill. I think our plan was to get to 42 and check our time at that point and see whether or not we had time to get some more further north or needed to head back towards the finish. But that was the approach we took.
One of the things that Cooper had talked to us about too before, which was very helpful to me, and I know we talk about different attack ways to attack, but one enlightening me on staying high and following routes where maybe even like down here at 72 to 83, we're going to backtrack, but we're going to stay high instead of burning our legs out, especially early on in a 6-hour race. And there's a lot of climbing to be done. But one of the other things he helped us see was how to approach a high checkpoint, something that's on top of the hill. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, once again, minimizing the steep part of the climb that'll burn out your legs. And there's two ways to do that. Um, One, you can, okay, so we're going to take, this is a low area, we can tell because water running through it, right? So the two ways to not go up the steepest part of the hill, like from here to here, is to either go up a long gradual reentrant, which worked 50% of the time in this terrain. The times it didn't work is when there were lots of down logs laying across the bottom of the reentrant. In that case, going up the spur of a hill, which was a little more gradual than maybe the steep part, like right here. So those are a couple of things you need to look for when attacking hills if you don't have the legs to run up the steep
Or
part all day
hike
long.
the steep part.